G'day guys, welcome back to Supercoach Swordplay and welcome to my round 11 review. Hope you had a cracker of a week. Look, for me, it was a little bit below par, only a 23-14. Did go down just over 250 spots in the rank, now sitting 1,910. I suppose the positive thing is I'm still inside that top 2K. Really want to get inside the top one if possible. But like many teams, my bench is bloody struggling at the moment, so I don't know how you're going. But I'm trying to work out, okay, where's my cash gen coming from? Who are we going to upgrade? Who am I just going to have to most likely keep for the rest of the season? Lots of decisions. And a very popular rookie in Zach Reed finally gone down. When I say finally, he did really well to get up to this point, and what a job he has done. So salute to you, but he's out for 3 to 4 weeks. Looks like we have to move him on. Some forced trades that I didn't want to have to make, but that is a game that we play. So this is going to be a pretty short review. I didn't do much this week in regards to watching football. I did go to one game, obviously, and that was the Hawks-Lions. Caught up with my man Steve from SDS. Shout out to you, my brother. Brent, obviously my best mate, I go to the footy with most weeks. My dad and my brother all had tickets in the Medallion Club. Didn't realise there was actually a Medallion Club at the G. Thought that was just at Marvel Stadium, but it's basically level 2 opposite where the MCC is. So beautiful tickets. The boys did well. Normally I'm Steve's good luck charm for these games, and Hawthorn tend to roll the Lions, but for once, I was on the opposite end of that. So nice to have a victory. Don't want to rub it in, Steve-O, but check out Steve because he's absolutely killing it in Supercoach this year. But yeah, it will be a pretty short review because I didn't get to watch much football this week. Life just got in the way. I'll pretty much just look at my structures for the upcoming buys and then talk about some potential trades. I literally have no idea. Haven't really thought about Supercoach much. I suppose I'll do it with you now. So that is it for the intro, guys. Hope that you're well. Let's see how the team's actually looking. Alrighty, so I better start with the trades that I made last week. Yes, I bought him in. Shea came into the side. And again, I don't have a lot of context here. I heard that he went off the ground. He was being assessed for an injury. I think it was his ankle or something. Oh, geez. He did come back on, though. So there is hope. Yeah, there is hope. He came back on. So I'm hoping that he just gets up again. He's not too sore. I went for this pick because I really needed some cash gen, as well as getting some points on field. So I thought, look, he could deliver a really stinky type score, but he does have that midfield role for now. Heard he did spend a little bit of time up forward. I hope that was just because of his injury. But look, it was a bit of a gamble, and I hope that he still does enough for this to pay off for me. And Cooper Simpson was the other man I brought in, like many, and you just can't plan for this. Had him on field, but if I had Cleary on field instead of him, it wouldn't have mattered anyway because that would have been the 2 lowest scores I would have had. So at the end of the day, it didn't affect me as much as other sides, maybe that had your trainer on field, for example. So I can live with that for now. Who went out? So it was Jack McRae. I thought, look, 3 weeks, got the ball. I'm just going to get out of the pick. He's got a highish break even. I'll bring Bol-tonne in. Hopefully he can score well for me as well as make some coin. And who was the other one? Elijah Hewitt. Just because of the break even, I thought, look, he's a type that can either get you that 90 or go a 40, 50 type. And he sort of went in the middle, I suppose. So should have maybe held on to him. But again, you can't plan for Simpson being injured and all that sort of jazz. If you look at the bench here, we've got Carroll who's playing, Connell who's playing. So that's all right with the defensive line. Like many, you've got your Hall, your Huswaite, and your Box. So Box came on as a sub very late. 27, I suppose, is okay points per minute. Harry Boyd is there. Then I've got Cleary and Day Wicks. So I suppose the good thing with Day Wicks is the fact that he does have DPP. The issue is the fact that he plays the first game. If you're looking at him as a loop, with all the carnage there, is there potentially a spot for him? I'm not too sure. I heard Saad did a hamstring, so that's really unfortunate. Maybe a chance he comes in, but maybe as a sub, maybe not at all. So you're not really relying on him, but it would be nice, a bit of a bonus. Cleary, what's his... Okay, so not a nightmare at the moment. You probably hold on to him. Yeah, I am really keen, if I can, to just hold on to these playing bench players. The issue is you're not making any cash out of these sort of blokes, but we'll get to that with the trades very quickly. Zorko, watched him live. Magnificent. Almost 1,000 meters gained. So off the chain again, he's had a really nice little patch there after dying off a little bit. So you're really confident now. Sinclair, I had as a must-have basically trade in my stock market videos. I gave all the reasoning. There you go. A 143 after a 120 odd the week before. beautiful. Looking like the D1, to be quite honest, because from what I've heard, there was a slight change in role for Lachie Whitfield. Didn't watch the game, but a couple of people were seen in the messages anyway have suggested that he did play higher up. Now, was this necessity because their injuries there? I really don't know. I hope it doesn't stick, because if it does, I am getting concerned with this pick. I will not have the luxury, I don't think, to trade out of anyone like someone like a Whitfield. Dale had one of his lower games by the looks of it. 80 is what it is. Live with that. Roberts, now, quick look at the scores here. He was on a really nice score at half time, but yes, I suppose that yin-yang type game. So great first half, poor second half. 90, probably have to keep him as well. Reid, this is one. Damn, 87, what could have been in a non-injury affected game. But as I mentioned, he did last this long for us. I suppose that's a bonus, but we need to trade out of him 3 to 4 weeks. And does he come straight back? There's concerns with this pick now. So I feel so sorry for him. I feel sorry for Essendon fans like Spillsy, H, to be quite honest, and Joey and all these great men, because they're just getting decimated. We're playing him, so good for Brisbane. I suppose I'll take it selfishly. Carroll 47, O'Connell 29. So these are blokes that are just break glass in case of emergency even. You don't want to field them. But at the same time, at least they are warm bodies for me when other people may have your leaks there and a couple of non-playing players. Brock's the one that you really want to have down back at the moment. You just didn't see it. If I'd have known that Gov was out for that long, I would have jumped all over him. But yeah, it is what it is. Not too sure. Brayshaw 96. Yeah, lower game, but he'll probably come back with a 150 odd. Neil, this is so good to see. Dominated, and I got to watch it live. So terrific from Lachie. One of these ceiling type games. You know, you're getting those tag floor games. So these are the games that hopefully are going to balance out his overall season average. And again, some of them I'm never going to trade. Dunkley only 95. So they sort of switched. You know, Neil's a little bit better. Well, a lot better this week. Dunk's under 100, but he's been on a really nice 3-week run before that. Nick Dacos, again, checked out his stats. Could not believe this is only a 107. I have no context, so it is what it is. You're getting an absolute steal there for Dacos. Now, this is concerning as well. Harry Sheasel, 63. Again, role change, I've heard. Played a lot of time forward. Not many CBAs. Ouch. That's, yeah, just ouch. If he's in the right role, he's such a good pick. This guy's a fantastic pick now. I've been saying it for the last month, I think now, that I'm holding him as my M8, hopefully, for the rest of the year. Really nice fixture, and this is why I think we're seeing some of these nice scores. I just wrote him out through those poorer games, that stretch of 80s, and he's delivered us his 2 best scores for those who held. So just pure reward for owners and holders of Adam Chera. Disappointing he'll be missing this week. Bolton, again, I mentioned, don't have a lot of context to this. I know he got injured and then had a much better second half, I think, than first half, but it is what it is, 73. It's sort of in the middle. You expect like a 50 or a 100 plus. It's just in the middle game from Bolton, but you want a lot more than that. Lindsay's so talented. I'm just holding for as long as I can. I need him. I can't afford to trade him at the moment. And then you got your Hall, Huswaite, and Box. Now, the Box made a little bit of money, which is okay. I just don't see Huswaite coming back in. I hope that he does somehow. Hall's the one. Like Gross, what did he get, an 8 or something on the weekend? And again, context, I don't know, but surely Clay Hall gets a gig. Is it more hope at this stage? I don't know. Now, this is really disappointing because, again, I heard that he was on a massive score at halftime and then really fizzled out in the second half. Don't know what happened here, but you just want these 2 blokes. And Big Maxi, last week I'll sort of kick myself for not going with that initial instinct of going Rowan, just using the 2 trades. But after the week that's been and you're seeing what Rowan's done compared to this man, you think, do you know what? This is why at the end of the day you spend up the money, because you get the 150s. There's no 50 type scores. And ouch, if you're an owner of Rowan. Yeah, just it's so good just locking this bloke in now, knowing that you don't have to worry unless injury or disaster strikes. It's just Maxi all the way. You just love it. It's so good. You can't jump on him now, but it's bloody fantastic owning him, I tell you that much. And then you got Bazzy with 118. Pretty brave to get up and play, which is good. Warner with an 84. Disappointing, but hey, you know, losing, and I think this was a big part of my week, was not having that extra ceiling type score, like even your track over your Warner, your Dawson, your Merritt, your Nick Martins. That's, I think, what I was lacking to almost get to par, a little bit over par this week. So, yeah, disappointing in that respect, but all good. Rank with 87. Have I been overrating this pick? I've been huge on him since probably round 3. I just wanted to see what would happen with him in the first round or two, but jumped on nice and early. And he has been disappointing overall, I must admit, but I've got a lot of faith in him. It's just these clangers at times. Get out of your game. Get out of the game, Isaac. The last couple of weeks could have been nice hundreds. The week before could have been really nice. Remember those 3 out on the fulls? Just don't associate that with Isaac. So, yeah, hopefully you can get that out. Daniel, I think, has been a really good hold. So, has it been a pair of 97s the last couple of weeks? Richmond the week before, again, an easy matchup, but that's part of the reason why I decided to hold. He'll be out this week, but I'm just going to hold, and it may be for the end of the season. I don't think it's the worst thing in the world having a bloke that's hopefully going to average a 90. Sheasel's moved up the ground now. That should mean good things for Daniel, I think. This bloke, I've been a massive advocate for holding him at least up until his bye because, as I said, DPP, he can give you your 90-plus types, and that's exactly what he did. And again, watching him live, it was just so good. It was amazing. So I'm in a massive hold camp, as I have been since I traded him in, basically, Levi Ashcroft. Simpson, what do? You can't plan for this. It's super unfortunate, and I think that he's out for the season now. What do we do? Ouch. I don't know. Got to hold him, I suppose, or so many people are going to have dead benches, and this is why I think I just need to hold on to Cleary for the time being, and the fact that he's a warm body, well, actually, he's legitimately in this position at the moment, isn't he? And then you go to my flex, Mr. Marrick, 49. I don't know what happened here. Is it just a forgive type thing? What's his break even? Oh, crikey. 154. Oh, I've got big decisions now. Yeah, big decisions. All right, that's the team. That's the team. I've been going on for much longer than expected, I think, with that. Now, this is a positive thing. Let's look at the positive thing. By getting Bolton in last week, I was so tempted to do Dawson because I love that matchup that he had against West Coast, and I love his run in that last month of the season when it comes to Supercoach finals. But by going Bolton, I've almost banked 285K, and you can do so much with that. A big reason, again, for doing this is simply because the downgrade options, they are not there. Now, we've got, is it Clark from Essendon? I don't want to go early on, though. I think we need to wait on him. Had a few goals, which was fantastic, and certainly an option that we need to look at, but I'm keen to wait a week, and that's why I just wanted to bank this money. What I better do before I get into any sort of trades is fix up this side. So I will have the loop. So who's playing first? Oh, no, I won't. So Carroll's not playing, is he? So with Reed on the side at the moment, I'm one down there. Sheasel goes out. Look, does the box come in? You don't know. You're hoping that someone like a Hall comes in, but far from confident. Sherry's out, so there's nothing I can do in the rucks at this stage. Gorn just comes on. Probably easier just to do that for now. And then, well, you're hoping, aren't you, that a Day Wicks comes through? If not, you're one down there. And then I've got Marriage in the flex. So let's just count this as missing. So 1, probably 2, 3, 4 at the moment. So I'm all good. I'm all good for this buy. All sweet for the buy. We then look, where are we? Sorry. So round 13. So we've got Sinclair, O'Connell. Hopefully these two will come on, which is good. He'll come on. So we're probably still 2 down there, unless a Hall comes through. Yeah, so we're all full. So that's actually fine. That's no problems at all because you just bring your Daniel in, and that's fine. All right, so all sweet on that buy. Then we go to 14, and again, cool here. So you got Roberts, Dacos, Warner, something like a Cleary. So that's all good there. 15, looking all sweet. Lindsay, Rankin, Marrick. See what happens with him. And then Maxi Gorn. This is a frustrating one for me. I've invested too heavily here. So these are my Brisbane boys. So I've got Zorko along with Whitfield, Neil, Dunkley, Baz. So I can't get an extra premium in. And it frustrates me because I was actually keen on Nick Martin last week. I really liked his DPP. And I thought if I do go down the avenue of getting a loop in and getting that defensive forward DPP, then Martin's a perfect player to go alongside that looper in the opposite line. So really keen on him. I wouldn't mind going Max Holmes as well this week. Zeret is another one. Unfortunately, I can't go any of them. So I haven't played this too well. What was it? Probably that extra Dunkley selection, but it is what it is. I don't want to go too heavy on that last spot. I think it's too much of a risk. Don't know what's going to happen with bench options either. The good thing is the mid-season draft is coming up. Hopefully they give us a few options. So them are buy structures, and so you'll get a good idea about why I can't actually invest in the last buy at this stage. Now, where do I actually go? Who do I actually trade out here? It's got to be Reed. Now, this is my issue. Technically, I've got a full defense already. So if I trade out Reed and get Sheasel back there, and then obviously there'd be Dale on here for O'Connell, I pretty much got my full defense along with Matt Roberts. 16 trades. I need to be really wary about what I do. Now, at this stage, I've got a midfield slot and I've got 723K, so I can afford any player in the competition. But I want to spend this wisely, and I just don't want to go bang and just splurge on one player. I want to get quality in, but at the same time, I want to leave myself with enough coin in the bank to do something next week, because I think we've got some wonderful targets. Will they be ready? That's probably another thing that we need to ask ourselves. Now, when you look at this midfield here, you've got Brayshaw, Neal, Dunkley, Dacos, and Chera. So I'm keen on holding Chera all the way. Bolton obviously won't be part of the midfield. Will he be part of the team? I don't know. Or will he be flex or forward? Probably just have to keep him forward at this stage. We'll see what happens. But ideally, I want to flip him, but he won't be part of the midfield. This means that I've got 3 midfield slots here. I won't have a defensive slot per se. Flex with Marek. Look, realistically, he was always going to be a trade out, but we'll see. Again, fingers crossed, there may be hope there. And then maybe another one here. So Bolton will come up, maybe 2. We'll see what happens. So let's call it 5, 2, and 3 with maybe a luxury flex. 16 trades. It's not going to be easy, but having money in the bank is always a handy thing. So with the 3 midfield slots, let's get to them, because that's most likely what I'm going to be trading into this week. Who do I go? Now, who are the must-haves? I think there's 2 must-haves that I don't have, although, yeah, Butters has certainly been not tracking as well lately, but I think it's Zach Butters and the Bond. There's 2 players there. So 1, 2, you've got 1 slot left. Now, this is where my thinking comes into play, because I need to look at buy structure. I need to look at value options, and I need to look at flexibility with my side as well. And I'm asking myself, would it actually be worth getting someone like a Jack Sinclair as a permanent midfielder, or view him as a midfielder for the rest of the season? Because realistically, he can average as much as your Dawson types, as much as the blokes that we're looking at for that M8 type position. I really think that he can. And he also adds flexibility. The issue is, does the bloke that I bring into my defensive line, if I go for that extra defender, does he average as much as what that M8 type might? Probably not. However, there is a bloke here, Nazai Wangadeen Miller, who at 515K, I think could be that type of bloke to get into the side and then allow myself to still have over 200K in the bank. And I'm actually upgrading from Zach Reed here, who was always going to be a rookie that I get rid of at the end of the day. So this is something that I'm highly contemplating. But I am committing myself to almost having your 7 defenders, and I don't know whether or not that's a smart thing to do or not. And with Nazaya, ideally, what you really want to do is wait that week. He's still got, I think, a relatively high break even. Well, 118, it's not that high. You can certainly do it. Melbourne, well, geez, you like that history, don't you? You don't love that, but you like that other history against the D's. But what's he done this year? So 96, 113, 110, 123, 133, 99, 111, 97, 103, 63, 126. So this is at almost a ceiling type game from him. He has gone that 133, but only the 2 above 120. But this was a terrible score here. If you can forgive him for that, what's his lowest? 96. What a flaw. So do I just play this almost safe and just go with the bloke that he's not going to be a roller coaster type pick? The opposite to a Bol-tonne type, you can pretty much just lock him in for 100 plus average with not a captaincy type scoring potential, but not a floor type where you're going to be disappointed. I think that may be an option for me, and just go Naz. Connor Rosie has the bye this week, but I'm pretty keen to get him into the side. In saying that, do I wait the week on Naz and then just go Rosie after the bye with some extra cash that I've got? Because remember, I don't have to get a defender in here. I just don't know which midfielder that I want to pair with the Bont and Zach Butters. See, I can't go Hugh because, I'd actually go Hugh, but I can't go an extra player on that bye. Richards has a bye, as does Hewitt, Dunkley. Just go by Rich, sorry. So this has gone for way longer than what I wanted to. I apologise, guys. Zach Merritt I can't get. So look at all these options that I can't get. Okay, the Noah Coaster, I'm paying up more now. I'm paying $560. Still going to have 160 in the bank, so it could be him. Dawson I just hate getting now because I've had the option to get him, but I really do love that late season draw of his. Tom Green, the 95, is another one. So 1, 2, 3 could all be very realistic options. Oh, no, I can't. Can I with Tom Green? Because he's got the last spy. All right, so Green's out. Dawson and the Noah Coaster. Sarong, I suppose if you handcuff those two, Brayshaw and Sarong, I couldn't, could I? I can't. Talk me out of it. Spillsy, talk me out of it. All right. 137, 136, 74, 126, 130, 69, 53, 80, 124, 121. What's changed? What's Fremantle, Geelong, Giants, Melbourne, Collingwood. It can't be a top 1,000 side if I'm running with both Chera and Rao in my final side. I just feel like this is just, it's potentially going to be another upgrade or just a frustration pick. What happened here? I know what happened here. It was Dunkley smashed him. Like Dunkley just tore him a new one. Oh, what did he get up to in price? 560. Oh, surely I couldn't. But with Noah, yeah, it's just better paying up for Noah, isn't it? I'd love to get Max Holmes in. Rankin and Pickett, I'm not, but congrats to those that went there. Isaac. I think he's got a buy that I can handle, a break even of 68. So 14, yeah. That's good for me, I think. Gee, he's got Richmond coming up. Plays North. Tougher run there. Will he get tagged? It could be Isaac. What do you guys think about Isaac? 110, So really the 78.83, then it's been 90 plus. We're not seeing his ceiling, are we? This could have been anything here. 118, so probably lacking that ceiling, but he seems sort of safe-ish. Do I just get Track in the midfield for now? He's not really putting in a bad game anymore, is he? It's just frustrating. Like, you could have got him, 60K cheaper. Yeah, it's a nice run, isn't it, that he's had. These two, well, suppose that's what stopped him from really climbing, isn't it, and getting up to that 560 sort of K mark. St Kilda, Collingwood, Port, Giants. High ownership player. Do I just want to go with the pack? In saying that, there's a world where I've got to get Horn Francis in. So Horn Francis has got to come in to play here at his price. Don't know if you guys can hear River out there going nuts. Apologies if you can. So I need to plan for Horn Francis. Give me a pod. Give me a good pod. Clary. Jack Steele. There's no way I'm going there. LDU 85. No, I'm going. Try Caldwell. Gee, this is a money-saving option. Look at that. If I'm worried about Rao. Oh, he's got the last buy, doesn't he? This could be a good pick at this price. I can't. He's got the last buy. All right, so realistically, I'm not going anyone below this, am I? No, that'd be silly. So if I go, it's pretty much down to 3 options for me, I think, this week. It's down to Noah Anderson, Jordan Dawson. 4 options. So Noah or Dawson probably in the midfield. Nazaya down back or Track up forward. I think that's pretty much what I'll be doing. All right, let's just say that I go for Noah. I've got 162K. It doesn't really allow me to... Can I afford to trade out someone like a Marek? Reed and Marek for Noah and Track. Dawson and Track. Noah and Nass. Don't mind Nass. Could it be something like that? Marek, though, are we going to be in the position to be trading out the Mareks of the world? Was this role related? And then what's the plan for Butters? So how are we actually getting Butters? So if I'm trading out Marek now, how am I actually going to be getting Butters in? Cash gen, it's so tough. Maybe that's the Bolton move. Get Bolton out there and just trade him up. All right, guys, let me know what you think. I would honestly love to just do that. I would really like to just do that if I could. Let me know what you think. Am I being way too conservative here? I hate trading at the buys anyway. So maybe just focusing on getting Reed off field. Do I just cop this? I can cop his buy. Do I just cop the price drop? Because we can't afford to be moving on players like this. Potentially. We'll see what happens. But that is it for now, guys. That is it for now. So I'll be going in this week with Zorko, Sinclair, Whitfield, Naz, Roberts, and O'Connell. Brayshaw, Neal, Dunkley, Dacos, Bolton, Lindsay. And look, we're hoping the box. Maybe Hall comes up, but potentially 2 out there. Just Maxi in the rucks. If Day Wicks can come on, that would be fantastic. But if not, or another one down there. But with the flex position, I think I'm looking all right for now. And captains, well, I should have went with everyone else and not taken Sherry's, but I just wanted to be safe. And Maxi was the backup, but unfortunately didn't go there. All right, so Sherry I haven't even got. What's Max doing? Rowan. All right, so he's going to be in it. Geelong versus West Coast. Well, Baz, I'd love to get Baz, but apparently it wasn't even going to get up for last week unless it was the Dogs. So let's have Maxi as the backup then. And, geez, Chocky against Essendon. And I remember watching this bloke live at, I think it was Marvel with Spills play, and he got close to 200, I reckon, from memory. Nicky D, do they bring McGuinness back for that match? Brayshaw, maybe Bray? I don't think they'll tag, will they? Maybe Brayshaw. Whitfield, you're a little bit concerned. Do you know what? Whitfield. I may even go Whitfield. Now, I know that he terrible score, but even in the midfield, surely against Richmond, with Maxi as a really decent backup option. Don't know history or anything, but yeah, I'm going to do that. Going to keep it simple, I think. Well, it's not simple. It'll either be Chocky. He's got high upside as well, like Whitfield. Whitfield might be the bigger pod, I think, this week. Oh, no, I'll go with my boy, Lockie. I'll go with Chocky. He's either going to get tagged out somehow or I don't know. We'll see what happens. But that's it for now, guys. Stay tuned for the Swordplay Poddy coming up this week. Tonight as well, Verns is going to go through Rage Trade Mondays. So tune into the great man. Much love to you, mate. He's going to go through all the most popular trade-ins and trade-outs for the week. After that, we'll have the Stocky. We'll have the teams live on Thursday. And then back on Sunday. Apologies, as I said, I won't go anywhere, but a fair bit going on last night. So could not do the live. So I didn't even mention that. I do apologize for that. But round review, Stocky, everything else going on, we've got you this week. So much love, guys. Good luck with your sides, with your trades. We'll see you soon in the next one. Cheers, bye.